I had a buddy of mine this guy was just massive. I mean, he was like freakishly huge. In fact, you remember the power team guys? Anybody remember the power team back in the day? Like they're breaking ball bats and ripping, they're ripping phone books and they're screaming, help me, help me. They don't need any help. I mean, they're huge. This guy was actually a power team guy. He's like 6'6", he weighed like 350 pounds. I weigh 240, none of your business pounds, but we were workout partners. Now, Jay worked me out hard, but my workout basically was putting the weights on for Jay. That was my job. I mean, seriously, because he would do all these military presses, but it was a bench press. Jay loved the bench press, and so I'm not exaggerating on these numbers. So we would start off, and we warm him up, and I'm keeping up with him on the warm-ups. I'm keeping up with him on first set. I'm keeping up with him on second set, and all of a sudden, third set, Daddy's done. I mean, I'm done. I've done my reps. I'm out. And Jay would say, put some more on. So we got up to 250, and Jay's he does 5 reps. He says, put some more on. Okay, fine. Anyway, put some more on. Now we're 275. He does 5 reps. Put some more on. We're at 300. He does five reps. Kevin, put some more on. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so we put some more on. I put the other one on, and he gets down to 3. He does 5 reps. We get at 325, he does 5 reps. We get 350, he does 5 reps. I mean, this guy just keeps busting it and busting it and busting it. We get to like 350 something, and he says, hey, put some more on. And I was like, bud, are you kidding me? And he looks down at me, and this is what he says, and I'll never forget it. He says, Kevin, don't you worry about the mule. You just load the wagon. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. I'll load the wagon, brother. And I put the thing on, and I remembered that. Don't worry about the mule. You just load the wagon. So I took that as a mantra for my own working out. But the problem was I took that as a mantra for my own working out, even whenever I was working out by myself. And so I would be by myself. I had this bench, and I'd put some weight on, and then I'd say, don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. I'd put some more on, and I'd do 5 reps, and then I'd put some more on. Don't worry about the mule. Whew, just load the wagon. And I'd do some more, and I'd put a little bit more on, and 3. Don't worry about the mule. Just load the wagon. I'd put some more on. And it was several times where I would take it off the rack, come down, It'll help. Now, and I'm totally stuck. And I remember lifting my legs up off the bench, which is bad because you lose your leverage when you do that, and I was absolutely stuck. There were several times where Veronica had to come down and push me. It was pretty embarrassing. That slogan, don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. Some of y'all have heard me even say that. That's like one of my sayings. But I'll be honest with you, that saying is something that can easily transfer into our own life. Is, man, don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. And the next thing you know, we're doing this, and we're busy. Another opportunity comes up. Don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. Another opportunity, and then another opportunity, and another opportunity, and then before you know it, something negative happens that wasn't our responsibility, that we weren't planning on, then we do something else, and we feel like me on that bench, and we're just stuck, and we're trapped, and we're pushing as hard as we possibly can, but we just can't go anywhere. This can happen so easily. So easily. And I actually think it starts whenever we're children. We can get wired into this mentality. Don't worry about the mule, man. Just load the wagon. I can take it. I'm supposed to take it. I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. Yes, I can do it. And what happens even whenever you're a youngster, what happens is we start off as a little child, and it's pretty simple. As a kid, we've got our family, and then you've got elementary school. The plate of elementary school, let's be honest, it's hard at times, but it can be fairly easy. I mean, you go to kindergarten half a day, you still get a nap. I mean, I can carry this plate as a kid. But then you get a little bit older, and now, okay, I'm getting into Little League, I'm getting into soccer, I'm getting into lacrosse. So now I've got school, elementary school, but I've got summer Little League, and I've got my little AAU team I'm playing on as a youngster. Then I get into middle school and high school, and now I've got a girlfriend, got a boyfriend, and so now I've got school, I've got my sports, I've got my significant other that I'm dating. But I can carry this. This isn't that bad. It's pretty good. So now we keep going, and now we're up and start to go to college. So I'm going to college, and I still got my significant other, but now because I'm in college, also I got to pay for college, so I got myself a job too. So now I got a job, and I got my significant other, and I'm going to school. But I can handle this. This is only a few plates. This isn't that big a deal. I got this. Well, then my significant other becomes my spouse. So now I've got my spouse, and I've got my job, and I'm still juggling my college degree, my college debt, still paying that every month. But man, this is a good life. I'm married, I'm college educated, got a job. Like, this is pretty good. I don't know how it happens. I'm not quite sure. We had a 5-year plan, ended up being a 9-month plan, and there's a little baby comes along. But man, it's a beautiful baby. It's such a beautiful baby, we decided, let's go ahead and have ourselves another one. So now we got 2 babies. We got 1 baby, and then we got a 2nd baby, and then I've got my job, and I've got my spouse, and I'm still paying on my college degree, but I got this. I got this. Well, then I get a phone call. You know what? They're needing some help coaching the Little League team. What a great opportunity. I can coach the Little League team with my 1 kid. I can go have fun with my other kid when I'm not coaching. And then I can go to work, and I got my spouse, and I can handle this. I can handle this. Well, I tell you what, there's an opportunity to volunteer at the church. The good Lord will smile on me if I'm volunteering at the church. And the pastor said, amen, brother. So now I'm volunteering at the church, and I'm helping my kids' baseball team, and I got my wife, and I got my baby. This is okay. This isn't too bad. But then, man, another baby comes along, and now I'm needing to go back to school so that I can get that education, the classes that I need, so I can get that promotion to pay for all these kids that I got. So now I'm going to school, and I'm coaching my kids, and I've got 3 kids, and I've got my spouse, but I can handle this. This isn't as bad as what it seems. I've got this. But then another opportunity comes to take a trip, so I take the trip, and then another opportunity comes to do this. But I've got this. Don't worry about the mule. Don't worry about the mule. Just load the wagon. And what happens is a crash. And here's what I know about the crash. The crash didn't happen because of 1 plate. It happened because of the other plate, and then another plate, and then the next thing you know, we're standing in a mess. And things are broken everywhere. We've overpromised and underdelivered yet again. And we're standing in broken promises, the potential of broken relationships, broken careers, broken heart, broken emotional state. And there's so many people in the world that this is how we live our life. I can take another plate. And I can take another plate. But the truth of the matter is, not only maybe we can't, maybe we shouldn't. And the thing I want to say to us tonight, and I say to us, is you don't have to live like this. 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 And maybe tonight you think you are, but you don't know for sure. And it's like, man, this looks kind of familiar. I haven't had the crash yet. I hope I don't have the crash, but tonight what we want to do is we want to help you. Here's the thing about the church is when we gather together, whether it's in a community setting like this, whether it's in a house group, whether it's around a coffee, we want to help. And we think that Jesus and his principles of life can help. And so tonight we're just going to we always are, but we're going to just get really real and really raw. And we're going to find out where are we when it comes to being overwhelmed. Because I think sometimes we can live our life in such a state that we just get used to it, not knowing, man, I think I'm close to something crashing. But that's what we know. That's all we know. So tonight what we're going to do is welcome to Noblecounty.church School. Tonight we're going to take a test. On your chairs there's a little test. And we want to take a test on being overwhelmed. I want to help you see where you are. This is for you. You're not going to turn it in. You don't sign it, turn it back to me. This is just for you. Now here's the thing. I'm going to go through 10 different things, and I want you to circle the one that is you. It might be all of them. It might be none of them. It might be just a few of them. So just hold on. I'm going to explain it as we go. But as I explain one, I want you to circle. If this one is you, circle it. And here's the thing. Don't lie to yourself on it. Okay? Lying to yourself on this would be like cheating on your golf score when you're playing alone. Okay? It doesn't make any sense at all. I had a cousin that did that all the time. He'd go show us his golf score and he's playing by himself, got like 2 holes in ones and, parred everything. I'm like, come on, brother. But anyways, I'm still just a little bitter about that. But don't lie to yourself. Be open. Be honest. This is for you. And it's for me as well. Because I took this test. And I needed to take this test. So here we go. Test of overwhelmed. Number 1. Busy or tired are words you use to describe yourself when people ask, how are you doing? How you doing? Man, I'm busy. Doing good. Whew, crazy schedule though. When people ask you, how are you doing, if you instantly go to, busy, but too blessed to be stressed, been blessed by the best, hey man, I'm okay, but I'm busy. If that's you, circle it. I had a friend one time who had a friend that was a pastor. And the pastor, man, he's blowing and going. I mean, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's speaking there, he's writing this and doing this over here. And his friend asked him, he said, man, how you doing? He said, man, I'm busy, I'm swamped. And he goes, well, why are you so busy? He goes, hey, this is ministry, man. Ministry's blowing and going. Ministry's rolling up your sleeves and working hard. Ministry is go, go, go. This is how it is. I mean, hey, the devil doesn't take a day off. And my friend asked his friend, he said, the devil doesn't take a day off? He said, I don't mean to be too harsh, but when was the last time the devil was supposed to be your example on how to live life? Maybe if the devil doesn't take a day off, I don't know, maybe we should. But if that's you, be honest. Be honest. If busy and tired are words that you use to describe yourself, circle that one. Here's the second one. You always seem to be in a hurry. You always seem to be in a hurry. Some people, and I've had this from time to time, some people have what I call somewhere sickness. Man, baby, we just got to be somewhere. Where? I don't care, but we got to go. Why? We're late. Let's go. We've always got some place to go. Now, you can tell when you got the fever of somewhere sickness in a few ways. First one would be this, is you're at the store, and as you're at the store at Walmart or Target, or Target, if you're French, whatever, when you're at the store and you see the lines and you're looking and you always go to scan, where's the shortest line? Why? Because, man, I'm in a hurry. I got to go to the short line. Why? I got someplace to go. Second one would be is you're in the line at the grocery store and you got 17 items, so you get in the 20 items or less row, and you find yourself counting how many items the people in front of you have. Who's ever been there before? Raise your hand. I see that hand. I see that hand. You know what I'm talking about? You're standing like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What the? 21, 22, 24? And inside, you're like, man, this person needs to be arrested and just prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I mean, let's beat this cat with a wet noodle. I mean, he's got 25 items. Why? I got someplace to go. Now, I remember one time I knew I had an issue. This is a few years ago. It was a Saturday morning. It's a Saturday morning. It's my day off, a Saturday morning. And I don't remember which kid it was, but one of my boys was in the shower. And he'd been in that shower for like, I don't know, man, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. I mean, this cat, he's just showering forever. And I remember going by the hallway, looking at my watch. I mean, he's been there for 10 minutes. Open up the door, knock on the door, and say, hey, buddy, hurry up, man. We got to go. And I closed the door, and I realized, we don't have to go anywhere. It's Saturday. But I realized, man, I got a fever. I got somewhere sickness. Even when it was my day off, I felt like I've got to go. We can't take a long shower. It's too much to do. If that's you, circle it. Here's the third one. Every time you look at your upcoming schedule, you feel stressed or anxious. When you look at your schedule, sometimes, man, there's been times in my life where I look at my schedule, man, I got this, okay, I can carry that plate, this is good, and there's other times it's like, man, you got to be kidding me, this is happening in that meeting, then I got to drive there, then I got to go here, and I start to, oh, that's just today, and then tomorrow, and then all of a sudden, it just starts to get this knot in my stomach, like, oh, man, But if you're looking at your schedule, and when you look at your schedule, you start to feel it, circle that. Maybe, again, if it's not all the time, that's fine. But if it's a majority of the time, circle that. Here's the fourth one. You're getting less and less sleep. Less and less sleep. For some reason, when you're in a season right now where your mind just won't shut off. You go to bed and the to-do list just keeps going. You go to bed and the work list keeps going. You go to bed and where your kids are messing up just keeps going. Where they said keeps going. It just doesn't shut down. Or maybe you just for whatever reason, man, you just can't sleep. You can't get comfortable. You can't settle in. You can't go to sleep. That's one thing. Maybe this is another one. I'm just throwing this out. Maybe you can sleep, but the problem is you've got so much workload that even when you're off of work, you do your stuff with the family goes to bed, and you got to get the work stuff back out. Maybe get back out to the shed, maybe pull the office stuff out because there's so much work to do. You got to do it before you even go to bed and hit the next day running. If that's you, circle it. Here's the fifth one. You always see other people and circumstances as the reason for your problem. Man, oh man, if they would stop doing that, my life would be so much better. Good night, nursery school. If my boss wasn't such a moron, man, this would be good. If my kids would just listen to me. If my spouse would just stop. Okay, just stop doing that. My stress level would go really low. Don't know why all the wives are looking at the husbands. But anyways. If you're in a season or you've been in a season where when things are going wrong, you have a tendency to, if they would change, if they would change, if they would change. Circle that. Here's a sixth one. You keep saying that you're going through a season. Man, this is just a season. It's just a season. It's just a season. When the kids get out of junior high, the smoke's going to clear. It's going to be rainbows and unicorns. When the kids get out of high school, it's going to be good then, but it's not good now. But when they get out of high school, it'll be better. If I can just get through this next 6 weeks of work, this is just a season. And here's the thing, though. You know it as well as I do. There are times where you're going to go through a season. There are times like that, and that's called life. There are seasons of busyness, and then it fades away. And a season of busyness, and then it fades away. But when our season has lasted 3 months or 4 months, it's not a season. This is our reality. And if that's you, just circle it. Here's an interesting one. This is a red flag, is you're showing less and less compassion towards others. Here's a couple scenarios. Life's going, you're living your life, you're doing your thing, you get a text from someone that there's not even an issue with, And as soon as you see the text, your first thing is, what do they want? There's not even a problem, but you instantly bow up because they're interrupting. What do they want? What do they want again? They're texting me again. Jay Dale, text me again. Come on, Jay. You see someone in the store, there's no issue with them. They haven't backstabbed you, they're not mean mugging you. Everything's cool with this person, but you see them from a distance, and when you see them from a distance, you try your best to have your eyes not meet, because you know if they see you, they're going to want to talk. I don't want to talk right now. They got something going on. They need to talk. I'm too busy right now. You're showing less and less compassion towards others. Maybe you're a teacher. Man, I love teaching, but I can't stand my kids. I love ministry, love the Lord, just don't like people. That's a red flag. Or maybe you're, and I know there's no one here, but maybe you're scrolling through Facebook and you see somebody start to list their things that they're struggling with or why life's going bad, and you instantly think to yourself, yeah, I know them, they deserve it. And that's not you. You're a compassionate person. You're a caring person. But right now you're in a season where, don't bug me. You probably deserved it. I ain't got time for that. Less and less compassion. If that's you, circle it. Here's number 8. You're losing hope. Man, I'm trying. I'm trying at work, but it's not changing. I'm trying in my marriage, but it's not changing. I'm trying with my finances, but it's not changing. I've been trying with my kids for 2.5 years, and it's not changing. And you're starting to lose hope. And here's the hard thing about losing hope. And I don't mean this in a bad way or a harsh way, or it's just the truth. When we start to lose hope, we start to look for a way out. When we start to lose hope, we start to look for a way out. When you start to lose hope at work, you start to look for another place to work. When you start to lose hope in your marriage, you start to look for a way out of that marriage. When you lose hope with what's going on with your children, even though they're biologically tied to you, you're trying to figure out, how can I separate myself from what's going on in their life? When we lose hope, we start to look for a way out. Losing hope. Number 9, ninth question, is you begin to withdraw from family and friends. You begin to withdraw from family and friends. I'm not talking about withdrawing from the knucklehead at work. I'm talking about somebody that you love. You start to withdraw from them. Now here's the thing. Solitude is awesome. To break away for a while. Jesus modeled this, to break away and to get alone on a regular and semi-regular basis. That's a beautiful thing. That's a good thing. That's a God thing. And there's times where it's like, man, I need some solitude. I need to break away and go for a run. I've never thought that before, but you may have. Okay, my wife does. My wife will think that. I need to break away and go for a run. I just need to think. I need to pray. I need to get alone. That's beautiful. That's one thing, but that's solitude. Solitude is I'm going to pull away so that I can engage with God, engage with bigger picture thoughts, get my mind settled, and then step back into life. Isolation is I'm pulling away because I can't deal with this mess anymore. And isolation is brutal. It's brutal. Isolation is something totally different than solitude. We start to isolate from our friends. We start to say, no, I don't want to go to that dinner. No, we're not going to hang out this weekend. No, we're not. And you start saying no more often to the people that you like just because, man, I've got so much going on. I just got to clear my head. I got to get alone. And when it really becomes an issue is when we're at the house with our family, but we're totally alone in our thoughts. We're totally alone with what's going on. We've isolated ourselves. And the last question, is you can't remember the last time you actually had fun. It's been forever since you just laughed. You just laughed. I mean, belly laughed. It's been forever since you just had fun watching a movie, playing cards with the family, going camping. It's been forever since you actually unplugged and got all into whatever's in front of you. Because I'm juggling so many other things, I can't go all in right here because I'm juggling all these other things. And if that's you, if it's been forever since you've had fun, it's been forever since you had a belly laugh, it's been forever since you just, this is good. Circle that. So let's tally it up. Let's tally it up. Now again, this is just for you. I'm not going to raise your hand. I'm going to tell you, y'all don't tell me, this is just for you. If you're 1 to 3, if you circled anywhere between one or 3 of these, it's just life. This is life. Life, there's going to be times where you want to pull away. There's going to be times where you don't want to talk. There's going to be times that's going to happen. 1 to 3 of these, if you circle that, you're just living life. If you're 4 to 5, if you circled 4 of them or 5 of them, you're right on the edge, the ledge, the jagged edge. You're teetering. You're teetering towards too much. You're teetering towards a few more things. It's not going to be good anymore. And if you had 6 or more, don't ignore it. If you had 6 or more, listen, if you have 6, it doesn't mean God wrote Ichabod, the glory of the Lord is departed on your forehead. Okay? It's not that God is mean or God doesn't love you or you don't love God or you're not trying to be. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is we've just gotten out of balance and we're trying to carry too much, whether it's our stuff or someone else's stuff. That's all it means. Is if we have 6 or more, is man, I've got to make some adjustments here or there's going to be a crash. Now I'm going to be straight up with you. I took this test. And right before I left for vacation, I was a 5. I was a strong 5, borderline 6. I was a 5. Right before my vacation, I got to where I was empty. Now I'll be honest with you, I'm fairly good at what I do, so I can do my thing. But I was doing my thing. Whew. It's been a long time since I've had fun. And it's been a long time since this text didn't drive me nuts. I was teasing Jay, by the way. You can text me anytime. It's been a while. That's where I was. I was at a 5. So tonight as we turn a corner just for a few minutes and we try and give some advice, just know this. Tonight, I'm not, because I don't have the moral ground to stand on this, I'm not going to come tonight and say, here's what you need to do. Here's 3 things that you all should fix because Daddy got it going. No. Tonight I want to give you 6 what ifs. And not what if you, and not what if me. It's on the back of your notes. What if we? What if we do these following things? We're going to go through these real quick. What if we would go to God in prayer before our day starts? If you're 1 to 3, you need to do these too. But if you're 4 and above, we definitely need. What if we would start going to God in prayer before the day starts? I'm wired. I was telling my wife, I'm wired. I talk all the time to God. I feel like I'm walking in His presence all the time, and I'm always communicating with Him. But I'm more of the guy that I know what God's called me to do, so I'm just going to wake up in the morning and go do it, and I'll talk to Him while I'm doing it. What if instead of grabbing the plate and started to work, what if I and you, what if we took some time to start our day off just communing with God? Psalms 143:8 says, let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way that I should go, for to you I will entrust my life. Psalms 90, verse 14 says, satisfy us in the morning with your loyal love. Then we will shout for joy and be happy all of our days. Psalms 5:3 says, in the morning, O Lord, hear my voice. In the morning I lay my needs in front of you, and I wait. What if, instead of just grabbing the plates and getting to work, what if we just took some time and said, God, I need you. You know what's going to happen today. I don't. I give it to you. And what if we just spent some time talking to the Creator who already knows the beginning from the end? He knows the path in which we should take. And what if we would just spend some time communing with God and then waiting? Waiting for Him to give me breath, strength, joy. What if? What if we would go to God in the morning before we start our day? Number two is what if we poured more into ourselves than we poured out? What if we poured more in than what we poured out? I got a gallon jug of water here. And tonight, if someone was to ask me over here, hey, can you pour me some water? If this jug was full, I would come over to you and I would pour some water in your jug and say, hey, can you pour me some water? I'd go to you and I'd pour you some water. And then, hey, can you pour? And I'd go to you and I'd pour some water. And hey, I'd go to you and I'd pour some water. And then constantly people are saying, can you pour me some water? Can you pour me some water? And eventually what's going to happen is, hey, can you pour me some water? And there's no water to pour. But here's what I have found. Even though my jug is empty, the requests keep coming. Hey, Dad, can you help? Hey, Mom, can you call me? Hey, Kevin, I need you to do this. Hey, can you go over there? And what begins to happen is we're asked to pour into our marriage, and we're asked to pour into our children, and we're asked to pour into our job, and we're asked to pour into our hobby, and we're asked to pour into the kingdom of God, and we're asked to pour here and pour there. But there's nothing in here anymore. And we're just pouring and we're pouring and we feel the stress of it because we want to help, but there's nothing inside of us to give. What if we would pour into ourselves constantly so that when someone says, hey, can you? Yeah, I can. And then we poured more water in. Yeah, I can. And then we poured more water in. What if we actually had a plate that we carried? A thing that we did was to pour into ourselves on a regular basis. Because what happens many times is we just wake up and we get going. What if? These are just what ifs. What if we ate better? You know, most of the stress mentally that comes to us is because we're eating bad food. Believe me, I'm not, okay, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but our diet is huge. What if we actually ate better? I'm not talking about trying to look like the Rock or some Greek goddess. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking, what if we actually just ate better? And our energy went to a new level. What if we worked out just a little? Again, I'm not talking, it's about energy. It's about self-preservation and fueling up ourselves with energy. What if we ate a little bit better? What if we worked out just a little bit on a regular basis? And what if we took a Sabbath? What if we didn't live like the devil and we actually did take a day off? What would that look like? The book of Exodus says, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but on the seventh day it's a Sabbath to the Lord, and on it you shall not do any work. For you and your son and your daughter and your male servant and your female servant of your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates. For 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and He made it holy. The Sabbath day, it's not for God, it's for us. It's our time we work 6 days. We carry plates for 6 days. What if we had a day a week where we put the plates down? And we just lived. Well, I can't. I gotta. No, we don't. What if we took a day off? What if we put a plate down? Now I know this is tough, but what if we put a plate down? What if instead of carrying all of these plates, what if there was a plate that I looked at and said, you know what, I don't have to carry this one. What if there's a plate that you're carrying that's actually someone else's plate? And you're doing their work for them. And you're solving their problem for them. Now it's not their problem, it's yours. What if you gave the problem back to them? What if we put a plate down? Well, I can't because it has to get done. And if I don't do it, it won't get done. Here's the thing. Yes, it will. It might not get done as much as you wanted it to. It might not get done like you think it should, but it will get done. Take, for instance, this. If you no longer were employed at your place of employment, what would they do? They would have someone else take your job. It's going to get done. I'm not telling you to quit your job, okay? I'm not saying that. I just use that as an example. But you know what I'm saying? Is we feel like, man, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Yes, it will. Maybe, just maybe, there's a plate that you're carrying, that I'm carrying, that I don't have to carry, that someone else could carry. And I have found in my life that whenever I look at the plates that I'm carrying, the plates for me, that one of the plates that gives me stress, someone else, it'll be a blessing to them. What if you put a plate down? What if I put a plate down? Here's a fourth what if. What if we ask for help? What if we ask for help? I want you to repeat these words after me. Say, I am not the hero. Say it again. I am not the hero. Everybody wants to be the hero. I'm not the hero. Jesus is the hero. I'm not the one who saves the day. Jesus is the one who saves the day. I'm not the one who solves my family's problems. Jesus is the one who solves the problems. I'm not the hero. And man, that is so freeing to realize I'm not the hero. So what can I do then? I can ask for help. And I can let someone else be the hero. I can ask God for help. I can ask my spouse for help. I can ask my children for help. I can ask my co-workers for help. I don't have to be the only one who's carrying all of the plates. I can say, hey, little help here? Little help? Hey, can you help do the dishes? Husbands put their head down right then. Hey, can you help? Hey, can you help? Ask for help. It's just a what if. Just a what if. I'm not the hero. I can't do it alone. So what if we would ask for help? And what if we would make that, man, this is tough. This one, all of them up to now is like, okay, yeah, I can roll with this one. This one, whoo! Make no. What if we make no our default answer? What if we make no our default answer? And here's the thing, man. I am wired for yes. Yes. I'm like Bob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Yes, we can build it. Can we plant a church? Yes. Can we start this? Yes. You want to be a business partner? Sure. Hey, can you come over on Saturday? Why not? I mean, I'm a yes, 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 yes. Don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon. And here's the reason why. I can't say for you, but for me, the reason why is I want you to like me. And I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to be the one to tell you no. So I'll say yes. I'll say yes, and then as soon as I'm driving away, I'm saying, no, I committed myself again. And the time comes to do it, and I'm like, I said yes. And it brings stress, and it brings drama, and it brings schedule changes. It brings a feeling of being overwhelmed because I said yes to you, and yes to you, and yes to you, and yes to you, and yes to you. And the weirdest thing is a lot of other people have no problem saying no to me, but I have to say yes to them. Have you ever noticed that? Hey, can you meet? Nope. Oh, okay. Hey, can you do? Nope. Oh, okay. But I am wired to where I want you to like me, so I want to say yes, but when I do, I pick up a plate. And maybe I should pick up the plate, but maybe I don't have to. This is again, what if instead of saying, yes, I can write that, or yes, we can go there, or yes, I'll meet you here, what if my default answer is, no, let me get back to you. No, but let me get back to you. Now I haven't, this is my default, because if I want to say yes so bad. Even when I wrote this, I'm like, how can I actually still leave a door open for a yes? So what if our default is no, but I'll get back with you? I'm going to say no right now, but let me get back with you. What will happen is we'll have time to think, look at our schedules, ask our spouse, think ahead. And we might be able to come back and say, you know what, I actually can. But what if no was our default instead of yes? That's a tough one, but I think it would lighten the load. Titus, in the book of Titus, it's an interesting verse here. It says in Titus chapter 2, verse 11, it says, for the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, godly lives in this present age. What does that passage say? It says that because Jesus, as a Christian, because Jesus Christ now dwells inside of me, I have the capacity to say something that I used to never be able to say. I have the capacity to say no to things that are ungodly. But not just ungodly things. I have a capacity to say no to simply worldly desires that may not actually be sinful, but they're of this world. Like, I want you to like me. I can say no to that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. Because I'm now a Christian, I have the capacity to say no and actually live a self-controlled life. What if we actually tried that? Here's the last one. What if we focused on one day at a time? If you're overwhelmed, if you're on that edge, you're a 4, 5, 6, or above, what if we focused on one day at a time? This is a type error in your deal. I put some of my notes in on accident. Forgive me for that. In Matthew chapter 6:34 says, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So many times what happens is we get stressed out because I'm looking at all of the trees in the forest instead of just one tree. If I've got to cut down a forest full of trees and I look at the entire forest, the weight of the forest comes on my shoulders. But if I focus on one tree, I have to cut this tree down. All of the others disappear and I'm just on this tree. Jesus is saying here, listen, don't worry about that tree or that tree or that tree. Don't worry about this day and this list and next month and next week. Worry about now. What if we would just put our head down? This is what I'm doing now. And again, it's not easy. None of these are easy. But neither is this. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. It's not easy to say no to some of it. It's not easy to do any of these things. But it's not easy to live life like this either. And here's the good news. We don't have to live like this. So what if, just in review, what if we just focused on one day at a time? What if we made no, and this is a tough one, what if we make no our default? What if we asked for help instead of doing it? What if we put a plate down? What if we poured into ourselves so that we could pour into others? And what if we started the day off simply talking to God? What if? Here's what I want you to do. I want you, in your notes there, I want you to pick 2 things that you feel like on the what if list you could actually do. 2 things that you feel like on the what if list you could or should actually say, well, I want to do all of them. No. Here's the thing. You won't, number 1, do all of them. And number 2, you're already carrying 17 plates. I don't want to add 6 more. Okay? If you, I'm going to do all of these, you're going to leave with the weight of juggling more things. No. No, that's Jesus says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. He doesn't want to weigh us down. He wants to free us up. So tonight, what's two things? What's your two that you'd say, you know what, out of all that you talked about, out of all the what ifs, if I would do these two things, I feel like these two things might change everything. These two things might really change the next few months of my life. For me, they're number one and number two. Is starting the day off. What if I will start my day off just focusing on God, alone time every single morning before I start? What if, Kevin? That's one. I think that would revolutionize my life. Second one, for me, is what if I poured into myself so that I could pour into others? I have a habit of getting up and go. Get up and go. What if instead of getting up and go, I got up, I prayed. I got up, I got my food set for the day. I got up, I did a short work. What if I would take some time and just allow God to pour into me so that when the day starts, I can begin to pour into others? That's my two. So what's your two? And then here's your last one to write down. Who's going to hold you accountable? Who's going to hold you accountable? Well, Jesus is. Well, you're not going to see Jesus tomorrow, okay? Unless you're in heaven. Who is it on this earth that loves you enough to get up in your grill and say, hey, you been doing this? Who is it that if you have a crash, you're going to affect the most? That should be this person. For me, of course, it's Veronica. We've already talked about it. Got a bit of a game plan. What's your two? And who's your accountability partner on this? Today, again, we want to be as real as we can, we want to be as raw as we can, and we want to be as practical as we can. Life is going to have seasons of busyness, but we don't have to live like this. This is not what Jesus died on the cross for. Jesus died on the cross for us to live in victory and love and peace and joy. So because of that, what if we took control of some things and actually tried to walk in that joy that he has?